Welcome to BeoTalk number 364. Good evening, good afternoon, and all that jazz.
But not good night yet. Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing well. We have to do some chilling. I somehow feel like we've been off for weeks, but we haven't.
Time stretches.
Go buy something. It's Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. Good people in France. Then, obviously, and maybe more importantly, go buy Willie a coffee.
There you go.
So he doesn't have to drink that stupid flavored shit.
My girlfriend bought me a coffee though, so actually came home with proper capsules. So yeah, no more suffering.
Was it a chai or a pumpkin spice?
No, I really like because we swapped those big capsule machines, right? They're way more quieter, and I think it's because they're spinning instead of the compressor running at 18 psi or 19 psi, whatever the heck it is. So I have the capsules that are called Mexico. They're green. It's very good coffee.
Arriba.
Yeah. So.
And go over to our friends at Tigrino Studio, buy some covers for your 8s. They're goddamn gorgeous.
Or in the theater.
And also use the promo code for 10% off, which is sizable, so it's nice.
Yes.
And you join our Discord if you haven't yet already.
So you should.
Yeah, because there's I think I saw a lot of discussion already about Mr. Robinson's review. So that's good.
Yeah, I watched his last YouTube review, I guess, or finally he crossed over to B&O side with the 50s, the theater, and the 8s at the back.
Yeah, which is good stuff, obviously.
Yes. So it sucks that, well, I guess you can still, if I was him, I would buy the microphone just to play with.
Yeah, somebody on our Discord actually has one for sale, so Andrew, join our Discord.
I would hop on that immediately if I were you, Andrew, because those, if it's a proper 50s mic, man, those are very hard to find. And they're unavailable. And I don't know, it's not that I don't trust the theater mic, it's just too thin to have anything that is feasible to grab it with in a microphone stand, right?
Yeah.
Because the other one is barely chubby enough. I have I forget what, it's a nice microphone stand. It's stainless steel, shiny, right? Because it matches all the yeah. But yes, it's got the clip on it with the foamies inside for soft, right? And it barely, there is enough clamp to hold the 90s mic or the original 50s mic, where there's no way that it would hold the new the theater microphone for tuning, because that theater mic is as thin as the top tip of that default microphone, comparatively, right?
Yes.
And then the weight is significantly more because you got the tripod legs to worry about as well. So
mine came with a sort of plastic clip for the mic body itself, and then it's a 1/4-inch thread adapter that you can stick on there.
I purposely bought the microphone stand that had that clip because I took the microphone into I think it was a guitar store that now no longer exists in Calgary. But when I went there, I bought it, tested which one holds. Yeah. And that's the one I went home with. I think it was $150 back in 2016 when I bought it.
I mean, what's nice about that one is that you can just screw in any adapter, right? And since it's all camera standard, I just use a camera tripod for the mic.
Yeah.
And since it's like an adjustable tripod, even if the stand is like that, you can level it by making the legs different lengths.
Yeah, mine is just literally one stand, one pipe, right, and 3 legs. It's literally a microphone stand for regular microphones, but it worked. It's adjustable, for those 3 positions that you need. They're very close anyways, as far as the narrow point for 50s or 90s, the tuning wise, right?
Yes.
and then you just move it about. I find it easier to move about than other mics because I got a longer reach boom, so I can go because people usually have large couches, right?
Yes.
When it comes to these speakers, so the deeper you have to go, or just go around, to go where your head actually lands, not just like where you think that you would sit when you sit there, not fucking leaning properly, right? You're just sitting upright.
Yeah, because it makes a difference if you measure here and sit here, right? Like it's
100% it does. It's just that you're missing it. So especially how accurate they are. So yeah, it's funny. So yeah, I guess the title says it all. Like, you had finally burned today to tune all your living room.
Yeah, and it makes a huge difference. Also, I obviously have new front doors, and the house is properly sealed now, and I suspect that makes an incredible difference as well.
Well, ceiling is a lot more bass resistant. It keeps all that in.
Yeah, I mean, actually, what I think now, having retuned it, is that the tweeter was quite hot before because it was losing so much energy, right?
Mm.
And it's a bit more mellow now, but like, God, I have bass for days now compared. It's
Yeah, that's what I found with the theater, that it's definitely like you have to tune it down a bit, in my opinion, as far as the bass response goes. Or, I run it without the room compensation because it's not as crazy. And then
yeah,
moving the theater mic around too helps, right?
yeah. So so this is the living room for people that forgot. This door over here is no longer this door. It's now two glass doors.
Okay.
You would think the glass is more transparent, but it actually isn't.
To bass frequencies it is, but not to
Well,
high.
also
Mid.
here everything has to be storm rated. So this glass, like these glass doors, are way heavier. Like these are
Mm.
solid core doors, but they're not that heavy compared. I mean, the glass is like 12 mil solid, something like that. Maybe 14 mil. So like it's literally like the glass is that much, and it's solid, and it's laminated several times. So there's an enormous amount of weight there. Like the factory actually said you have to use different screws to screw these doors in, like much longer and much thicker. So that was kind of interesting.
So that's enough of the doors already.
Yeah, but like just to sort of say how much it makes a difference in terms of ceiling for the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Because before you could hear like
What's
cars
the
and
door
stuff.
to outside? The
Yeah,
front
that's
entrance door.
the front door. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the little shoe closet, I guess, where your mouse is.
There's more of a sort of hallway bit here, so
Mm-hmm.
it's mostly open here. At some point, there was a wall here,
Oh, yeah, I guess 80s
like
homes.
one of those old-fashioned sort of entrance wall things, which is sort of like what
The fuck? Okay, so where's all your positions that you had tuned for, I guess?
Well, the chair, the couch, and then the other side of the couch.
Yeah.
Then the table, which is more or less on this end. Like it's hard to tune it for like one of the sides because you're so close
Yeah.
to one of these speakers.
Yeah.
So I actually simplified it a bit this time. I'm not entirely 100% done with it, but all the main versions are in there. Partially, it's because that special software I had that stops the top from being on and or used. It refuses the mic to be used.
Ooh.
So I ended up having to reset the theater.
But you know what, though? It's better off to start fresh, especially when you're starting to retune all the positions. I would just, what is it? Couple my buttons and just reorganize the TV inputs. Fuck it, just reset the damn thing.
Yeah,
Maybe you got some puck tables, I guess, but
I do have some weird ghost in the machine where, like, especially when I turn on Deezer after like 10, 15 minutes, the theater just like moves like it's aiming towards the kitchen here.
interesting.
Like it's not on, right? It's not used in that setup for Deezer because that's only 50s, but somehow it still moves, and not when you necessarily select it straight away. And I don't know where like I can even set that to not do it because it's not set anywhere. So it's it's kind of strange.
Was it ever set like that before?
No.
Maybe it likes it there.
Yeah, that's all I can think. Like it doesn't impact the sound. It is a bit strange because I mean, I guess there's a slight possibility a cat does it, but like last time it was, don't think any of the, like I was sitting outside listening to DJ.
What do you think? You mean your cat just goes and leans on the stand and goes, "You deaf bastard! You're supposed to have this turned."
Yeah, she has turned it before. Yeah,
interesting.
But like it's never the other way, right? So it's kind of strange.
She sits. Oh Christ, the cats. That's funny.
But yeah, so stupid doors, but like it's I now feel I have the same base level outside that I used to have inside. When I just sit outside with like doors open.
Sick.
Which is kind of impressive outside.
Did you tune it with the doors open? Did you run one?
No. Like
I think you should.
Like all the windows and stuff were shut, so
I would have ran like middle of the night. I would have ran one filter for with the doors opened, bro.
I may at some point just put that microphone outside and see what happens.
It won't work.
Why?
Because it knows it's outside of the range.
Yeah, but if the cord reaches it,
it might. I don't know because I've tried it in like adjacent room and it's just totally errored out. It's like, no, you need to put the microphone within where the speakers are. So I would try it, but I don't think it's going to be happy about it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Because the microphone is behind the speakers, right? And it knows that. He knows stupid.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see what happens. I'll have some time to kill at some point. But yeah, I mean, retuned everything. It's kind of tedious because the one most annoying thing in the tuning is it doesn't differentiate automatically between height speakers and or what plane they're on.
You have to reassign them to the specific planes.
Yeah, and since I have a shit ton of speakers, right? Like the fronts double up as fronts. These are always surrounds, and these are always rears, but so are these.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a faff, and then bass redirecting a little bit obviously changes quite a bit because they are on different planes. Like if it thinks like these are just rear speakers, right? Like it's gonna pump out more because it thinks these are fronts, and it sort of doesn't match properly.
Yeah, it disorganizes the entire lineup. Yeah, you have to go through and sort them all out.
Also, the app changed significantly where everything is, which is
yes.
I'm not entirely sure I like this setup compared to the Well, maybe it's also getting used to it, right? Because
yes, follow different logic now.
This is it's very B&O-ish. Like you get used to something, like we did in the last major update of the app, and then it's all different. And you get used to something new, and then you do it again. It's in completely different places again, and it's sort of like, what the hell are we doing? Why?
Right.
Like because usually before under sound there was next to nothing, right? And now everything's there. It used to all be under setup.
Yes. Let's go to the living room here.
So it's kind of annoying that way. Also, a lot more stuff is I feel how would you say segmented out that used to be under the same banner, like redirection and the general levels and stuff like that.
Here, let me share a screen because I have it pulled up. How do I do that? Yes. Window, poof, share. There we go.
Yes.
So if we go to settings, do we have the sound still? No, that's all moved. That's actually, you know what? It kind of makes sense now. Yeah, I haven't dabbled with it because I haven't had time to dabble with it. But if we go to sound, which makes sense, signal info is finally moved, but
It's
think
still
it
in the
should
wrong
be,
place.
my opinion as well. Sources, okay, so source behaviors, blah blah blah. It baked in with the new update. It baked in the freaking LG live LG TV, whatever. I installed it, so it's already gone. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But for me, what I have to do is I need to go back and see. It doesn't say anything here. Let's see if it actually fixed it. Oop. I guess we can do that. Where was it now? Fudge.
What are
Maybe
you
it's
looking
fixed
for?
as a bug because I had BeoLab 4s showing in my.
Then you go to connected speakers, under sound, connected speakers.
But it doesn't show them anymore.
Then they're probably gone.
That's interesting. They finally wiped it. Like they fixed the bug because they were always in the wireless power link
Yeah.
as BeoLab receiver ones. Well, that's good news. That's very good news. I always disable this when I'm installing them solos or something goofy connected to it.
So yeah, it's all quite different. I also think one of the sort of app viewing mistakes I made is that obviously when you reset everything, right?
Mm.
Like you lose all Wysa speakers and they all start blinking green.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, but that doesn't last forever. That times out in, I don't know, 2-3 minutes or something like that.
I think it's 5 on the 17th.
Something like I didn't feel like pushing reset on everything. So when it rebooted itself and came back and like find your speakers right, I immediately went to Wysa speakers because I didn't feel like getting on a fucking ladder and going 6 speakers. But now they
Pull the
show.
grill out and
But the thing is,
whatever.
now they show first in the app, like under the theater.
Oh, here?
Yeah. So
See,
I think
mine
that,
actually make logical sense here.
yeah.
With triangle, it's only, triangle. That's pretty slick. Bench. Stereo. It's just poof. That's pretty cool. I guess the speakers are on. Yeah, it switches.
So I think that's part of the reason why mine looks so weird is because like before initializing anything, I added the 17s and they now always like in whatever system they're in, they show first.
Interesting. Yeah, mine, I guess they show logical. Because this is YSA, but the 90s are wired in as power links.
Yeah. But you first attach your 90s, right? And then your 18s.
Yes.
That might be the difference because I didn't.
I guess it's the same goofy logic. Like if you go to a Halo, right,
Mm-hmm.
and edit controlled products, if you have anything new that came in and you want to check it in, like if I put the Office, it's going to be the first one now. So I have to recheck it or re-uncheck all of it, and then whatever I want first, I need to check that. So if I want to have the living room as first one, I have to click this, then save, and then go to bedrooms, or do the kitchen, then save, then bedroom, then save, then bathroom, then save, then back in office, then save, then hallway is the same, and then I click the 90, so they show us before the living room. It's
Yes.
so goofy how that is the logic behind arranging stuff on your, where there should be an edit button here somewhere. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but in the top corner, and you
Yes.
should be able to just edit and that's it, and go back.
100% the same. You should be able to do that for fucking listening positions.
Yes.
Because I made a shit ton. I made like 6 or 7 or something like that, right?
Mm.
And I thought, oh, I'll be clever. I'll try alphabetically this time. No, they're just random now.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I don't know what the logic sequence to that is. Like mine are the same way, that they kind of don't make sense, because this and this should be together. The stereo wide and stereo should be below one another. Surround
Well,
should have been below kitchen. Triangle should have been below surround. That's what I wanted.
yeah,
Can't get
well,
it like that.
that's what I did, right? Like I made BeoLab 50 wide, BeoLab 50 narrow.
Hmm.
Uh, and I did it in that order. But then the BeoLab 50 narrow was above the BeoLab 50 wide, and then I made 4 BeoLab 50s wide, and that's then above, and then I made 4 BeoLab 50s narrow, and they're now below everything. It's almost like they've randomized it. Like, well, what
Yeah,
the
I
hell?
don't understand the logic. It's frustrating, because then they don't show up the same on the Bio Remote 1. Or do they show up the same now on the Bio
Yes.
Remote 1? They do.
Yeah.
But you can't even edit it there.
No.
Like, I wish there was a way to, but there's not even a way to get into the remote controls other than go into the Bio Remote, and then, but all you can do here is just click on it. Doesn't do anything.
No. So
So,
I don't know what that is all about, but that is kind of annoying to me, because like certain speaker or listening positions, I they're partially for show, right, or night listening, so I don't use them that much.
mm,
But they're now in random places. Like I have to look it up again, but I think one of the things I use least is now the main listening position. Yeah, 50s wide. It's
obsolete.
well, I use it on occasion, right? But that's sort of like me on the couch, no friends around, that sort of thing.
Mm.
So the second to last I made is a surround with just the 17s, and that is now the third one. The first one I made is the fourth choice. It's like what the hell?
Yeah, it sucks. I wish this was more smarter than what it is as far as the remote control.
Yeah.
It is okay, but it's so rudimentary. It's sad. It's very sad. But I do like the overall performance of the app. It's pretty snappy, actually, coming off of my phone.
Oh, it's improved a lot. There's
Hmm.
just certain weird quirks and illogical things about it still.
So in settings, like, see, I wish that there was light and sensor, because buttons when nearby, I have them disabled,
Mm-hmm.
so they work, but they light up anyways when the theater is playing, just a
Yeah.
little, right? They have that subtle lighting, so I would fix the difference. They
I would
at
just
least they
like them to be off completely and unusable by a toggle in the app.
Yes, yeah, because nobody that I know of goes to the theater and uses the buttons other than their pets.
No, like Andrew Robinson said, right? Like the most important thing in your system is probably the theater, if you have one. But it's up front. Like whoever uses that, if you use it as a TV. or
You never go
78.
up to it and put the volume up and down like what do you want to simulate your 70s TV experience when you tell your kids to turn the TV up so they go and I don't think I would trust my little child, go in there and slide their button, slide their finger on the glass with a pair of 50s in the front and a theater in front of his face. But
you just hope that they don't go like one of these things on it.
Oh yeah, old jam or peanut butter and stuff. But yeah, anyway, so it's a good progress, I would say, with the app. My Avant still holds up on the network, so everything's good. My board is going though, bro. It's definitely going. But yeah, here on the level you could do the same thing actually, but it's only for the light again, where you can turn off the nearby buttons. But then that kind of defeats the purpose. What's this? I don't know.
Wendell says, can you please explain briefly the purpose or benefits of how it works if BeoGray stream from your case? That it's lossless.
Pretty much.
And you can attach it to other sources that aren't necessarily Bluetooth. Like plane seats or, I don't know, your computer. I don't know, like my computer, right, has shitty Bluetooth. I could never connect the earbuds to it because, like, being at that wall is out of range somehow. So attach the case with USB or with a 3.5mm jack to USB, and then do it that way.
I think the best use case for that connectivity for me would be through the case is in the airplane, where you can actually listen to their entertainment with your headphones on instead of the nonsense that you have to bring. Anyways, I'm gonna stop sharing now. Oof.
I mean, where were we? The only thing I feel bad for Andrew is that if this is still his review room, right? Like he has to move all this shit again.
Yeah, the only one that's headache really, well, it's three pieces that are the headache, because theater's got all the connection ports and points into it. And 50s are where they are. You have to mark it with the tape so you can put them back so you don't have to retune them. Remember the angle. Fun stuff. I guess that's where like I agree and disagree with him on the 50s with because he showed the amount of gear and lifts and shit and things that they needed to put in to get the 90s in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like for a person that would have to move them out to bring more speakers is to review, I think the 90s with two moving skates would be much better bet, because you can precisely park them back where you are and you have all the control. All you gotta do is just take off those three wood panels, carefully hug them with the skates, zing, zing, zing with the Allen key, and off they go.
Yeah, unless he has a new space in his house. Like,
yeah, but I would put the bars through it and move it that way.
Total side note, this little chair is remarkably comfortable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It looks a bit odd, but it's really comfortable to sit in. But yeah, also just wait until they whisper, like, did you know that your in-ceilings can work with this with a BeoAmp too?
Did he put in ceiling speakers? I don't think so.
Yeah, not B&O ones. He has them from, was it Kef or some brand? He has I think he has 4 in the ceiling, like just flat mounted for like the AVR reviews and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I would have piped them into the to the theater.
Yeah.
Maybe he will later. I don't know. Like, this is pretty heavy hit on the budget, fudge.
Yeah, but if they're already in and the wiring is already in, right? Like all you're buying really is an Ethernet cable and a BeoAmp 2s, 2 of them.
I think the worst part about it is that you have to have the Molex terminals for the BeoAmp 2. It's not banana plugs, so you could just pull them out and plug them into the other receivers when you want to test them. So it's always moving the cables through. God,
well, you can always make a quick connect or quick disconnect right? Like that Molex, you can terminate one side and
The
then
other way, make the
yeah.
bananas. So yeah. But no, it's a nice setup. It looks very clean, and that's the whole point of it, right? That it's a zen to sit in front of this stuff.
I mean, what did you think about the review? Because I've been for a while now pretty much in line with what he said. I'm not as good a reviewer as him, that's for sure. But
no, I very much agree with him. I agree with him putting the theater in, and I agree with him completely on what he talks about when it comes to cost offset between the 90s and 50s. What actually sounds, the 50s do sound on par with, I guess, how much crazy they got in price since they came out. First of all, where what's behind me is almost unobtainable now, right? Well, to most of
yes.
the people that would want to get it. So, I just got lucky because I was crazy enough and stupid enough, I guess, to buy them when they first came out. But I've been drinking Bio juice for a long time.
I mean, he was almost implying that whilst not matching the bass in other respects, they're better.
I think, in my opinion, is because how smaller they are from the 90s. Like, that's what I think also skews the opinion that if you have the 90s, you expect a lot more, but it's 90s also take a while to actually understand how you listen to them and hear them properly. It's not something that you can get over. Like, it needs to be a week at least in front of them. Like, you spend the time, a month or whatever, go through all kinds of shit, all kinds of shit. And that's when, like, I think it's for him, it's too soon to say. Or it's also the question of how well were they tuned, because I do not believe there's no way that the 90s are less in one way or the other than the 50s are. But just like you
I don't
said,
think he said less. I think he said different in a better way.
well, you can tune the 90s to the 50s, but you can't tune the 50s to the 90s, right? As far as like the text, what his statement is, like they're just much bigger, more powerful, and whatever. But I think that hearing the 50s and hearing the 90s, I think that the room compensation is way more controlled from the 90s than the 50s will ever have, because of the 5 or 4 extra walls of speaker that is doing this with, right? But when it comes to a regular living room, bro, it's not far. It's not far.
Whilst I generally think that is you can tune the 90s towards the 50s. I don't think the 90s can ever get that airiness that lens gives you.
No, I would disagree with that.
It sort of makes an approximation, but it's not exactly the same.
Well, never will be the same, because at the end of the day, you have what? Like, you have basically 3 walls of speakers trying to do that. Well, 5 altogether, anyways, because they're always doing something to get that soundstage wider by canceling or boosting whatever frequencies, right? Whatever side and driver that has in particular moment of time in music. So it's 6 of one or 6 and 6 of one, a half dozen the other, but it's very hard to compare. Like, in a regular home, you will never even acoustically push the power of the 90s to the extreme, because they
Or the 50s.
so the 50s, yes, that's it. But like 90s, that's just very hard, because they know volumetrically what they are in and how much that can not even just take, but what sounds good and how much they can compensate for it. And also, I'm sure there is a safety factor to it, because they can go before or past what is survivable by your ears for, like, as far as the long-term damage goes.
I mean, when I sit outside, right, even with just one door cracked and listen at a nice volume, it's at like my
But
50s are playing at 65, and then I walk into the place and it's like, holy fuck, it's so loud.
yeah, it's so loud. It's so loud. But yeah, like, I think the one heads up or one ahead that 50s have over the 90s is the motorized lens, or double motorized lens, right? It comes up and down and also opens and closes.
Yeah, the
So that is definitely something where the only design presence that the 90s have is their statue, unless you go with the Samurai edition or something that is just pizzazz and dazz and whatever else have you, but they're not regular people speakers to begin with, right?
If you bought them when they came out, they're relatively cheap compared to
Compared
normal
to what they
90s
are
now.
now. So
Well,
exactly.
even the what is it, the Samurai edition, right? That was at the time 250, while you're paying what, 215 for regular black ones now here.
Hmm. Or 225, I guess, if you get the white ones
I
with
mean, I
the
think if you get
whatever.
the Parisian Night Blue, they're 235.
Yeah. Those are. I don't know why they're so much more expensive. I guess the fabric is very hard to put on and glue, and I don't know what the heck. But yeah, those are expensive.
I mean, so for what, 15 grand, you get everything handmade in like brass and gold and stuff.
The 90s came out at 2015, and 50s came out in 2017. They were 2 years later on the market, I believe.
I think when the 90s launched, at least in Europe, they were 69,000 euro.
But also back to the point that he was making about what they sound like. They both share the same DSP engine,
Yes.
except that one has less input capabilities, like the XLRs and so on, is omitted from the 50s. So
From memory, but this is from years ago. I think it's also it's the same family of chips, but it has slightly less frequency because it just doesn't need it, right? Because there's not as much
yes,
going on.
there's not as many drivers to control. So yes, they're yeah, are two different animals, but they're powered by the same guts essentially. Just 50s have a vanilla version of that board comparatively to the 90s when it comes to the processing power.
I mean, they look kind of striking in his room, like his all sort of
Hmm.
off-white, whitish room with the black on black. The black on black is not exactly my favorite color scheme, but they work in his room.
Yeah, they work very well in there. They work very well. And you know what? You can make them stand out, pop out later on in life too, because the girls are going to be available for a much longer time. So you can always pick some more.
Yeah, I mean, I just I now wish that this is his general family room and not his review room anymore. Because yeah, one thing for sure, if you move these a lot, or even if you change furniture a lot, you need to buy that mic. If you're listening, please do.
Yes. Yeah, because even to place them back to the same spot, same angle is really tough. Is really tough. And son of a bitch, they're accurate. That's the problem too. That if you move them and the axes are offset by a little bit, then you know what? You might as well just tune them all over again.
Well, even if you, I don't know, take this chair away, right, or put a different couch in, it's going to change how they respond to the room. Like,
And the funny thing is that over time that you get so attuned to those speakers that you do notice that. You do
yeah,
notice that. Like I was so in tune with the 90s back in my old apartment that I could tell if my bathroom door were open or closed in
when you tuned
behind me,
them.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and after they were tuned, right? Like if you, when you listen to music, like I used to listen to a lot more music than I do now, and I'm just like, fuck, like there's a lot, like something's off, and yeah, the door open and behind. Spotify lossless, when it will be supported with Spotify Connect? I think it is already in somehow, but you have to enable it through playing a song and then coming back out and whatever to do it
And
on each
rebooting
product
it or something like that.
and rebooting. Yeah, it's a typical BNO process of like trying to get the thing, but you
It's
only do have to do it once per device you own.
it's on Discord somewhere,
Yeah.
and people have used it. I just don't remember at the moment where it is.
I wonder who the Spotify signed the contract with to access their lossless libraries, because I don't think that they're just like remastered all of their shit. Like that's just
No, Also, from what I could tell, I think it was Christian that was saying it. Like, yes, it's supposed to work, but Spotify also messed it up weirdly. As in, like, it was a bit of a shit show on Spotify's end.
Hmm.
It's amazing, by the way, that the 50s still, like, I looked at these, right? Like,
They're terrible looking to me, honestly. That they're just terrible looking to me. That looks like a karaoke speaker that somebody left a microphone on top of.
the ones I looked at, they were like all walnut finish.
I've seen those. I've installed
Like
those like a few years back
walnut
too.
black, and then was it?
Don't get me wrong, the manufacturing, the perfection is level is insane, but I just don't like the look of them. Really don't.
But it's just at the time the reason I chose 50s is just by ear I thought the 50s were better, and mostly because there's a like weird bass dip that these do in the upper end of the bass extension that the 50s don't have, as in the 50s are flatter. But it's like, what, we're 7-8 years on and the 50s still beat them, according to one of the better YouTube reviewers,
That
which is
and
like
also like you get to this whole martini shaker of different amps and different freaking preamps and stuff that you gotta use with them now, right? Because you're gonna try them all and they're all fucking 10, 15 G's each, and you never get your money's back. And I think it's a worthless investment. It's yes, okay, cool. If you like that kind of stuff, good for you. Not everybody drives a Tesla too, right? So
yeah,
I
because
just wouldn't do it.
at the time these were, for a set, from memory, were 25 grand or something, and the 50s were 26,995. But then you had to buy amps, right? So and the
Monoblock
store
or
I was
whatever
in,
have
they
you.
were attached to some amps that were
Probably
God,
worth more than the speakers.
each side had an amp, and the amp was like 5,000 a side, and then you needed a preamp and a source, and it's like, Jesus, like, okay,
And not forget that you have to have a room to put all this shit somewhere, right? Because
yeah.
you can't just have it around the room laying around. It's great. So
So yeah, it's that's how I also ended up with 50s.
like look at that. You don't need much more other than the theater is missing, but that's already there now. So
Yeah, I mean, he still has an BeoConnect core around here, right? Like
mhm.
if it all needs to go, or just want to, I don't know, TV and friends. Because let's be honest, right? Like with 50s and or 90s, just having them as fronts is plenty for most use cases, even for most films.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like the 18s really don't sweat much when I watch them in surround. Because the
No,
90s do 75 to 80% of the work,
and
especially
that's another
acoustically.
thing. After having retuned them, right? Like especially in wide mode with the 50s, I really can't tell if the theater is on or off half the time.
Yeah.
Like if you're more than, I don't know, 40 centimeters away from the screen, right, it just sounds like something's coming from there, but it's just the imaging that's that good.
Yeah, there's been so many times, and he'll count those two, getting up to see if the center channel's working because you don't believe how good they image. I've done it with my 90s, playing them through the Avant back in the day, right? And there's been so many times, even like when Nick came over to listen to music, right? He would get up and like stick his ear in front of the grill of the Avant. He's like, "It's not fucking playing." I'm like, "No, it's not playing. It's just the 90s, bro. Like it's just that's what you pay for. That's how good they are, right? Like they just kill." And specifically on that chair, right? Because it was tuned exactly to that one spot. So
I'm I wonder, on a slight side quest, right? Like, I have this feeling a bit, since 50s and or 90s are sort of end all be all speakers. It's sort of like, okay, this hobby is done now because I've reached something I can't really surpass.
and it's not worth surpassing. Like, what are you gonna replace your 250s for 290s? I don't think you could ever even push that far of a volume.
I'd rather buy other stuff at this point, right? Like it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
No.
Like unless somebody gives me 90s, but then I'm keeping 2 sets of 50s, right? But that's
Just move
very
shit
unlikely to happen.
Move shit back one. So
Max says, do they look a little too towed in too much? Well, I think this picture is taken from behind the couch.
yes.
So it's hard to see, right? Because I think the bottom here is the back end of the couch. So he may be, I don't know, a half a meter behind the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So if they sort of intersect on the couch here, then no, they're perfect. But I can't really tell.
I think he's got the golden X like at the couch. I'm certain of it.
Yeah. That's another thing, right? With 50s, you towing them in is preference. It's not needed with the DSP. Like even Jeff says, like you can do it a little bit, but
with the 90s, it's more or less necessary.
Even with 90s, I think he says that you can pretty much rely on the DSP to correct for it if you just put the microphone in the correct spot.
Mm-hmm.
If
but it
that
helps
is
with a
if you
lot
want
more when you tow them in.
Yeah, so but that is partially like depends on what your listening preferences are, right? Like if you want the best of both worlds, just leave them facing front. But if you are a narrow precisionist, right, like then sure, tow them in.
Yeah, mine are towed in good.
I mean, I'm much more of a wide listener for like 98% of the time, but even mine are slightly towed in. Partially that's to stop reflections because I don't have enough space to like Andrew here to have him like what did he say, like 18 inches off the wall, which is like that much of, like mine are more like this far from the wall.
Yeah, mine are close. Mine are very close to the walls. Hey, Stefan. But
so I mean, I wish I had a bit more space, but like it pushes everything back because I have one of these symmetrical couches that if one side was shorter, it wouldn't matter so much. But if I now start, even if I go, I don't know, 20 centimeters further from the wall, it's like it shifts everything and also further into the room.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how it's doing acoustically there, because like he probably has a little area right by the theater and the TV. But yeah, because that could be echoey with the tile floor.
I mean, it looks closer than it is over here, but this one is actually the closest to the wall, and this is 20 centimeters or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're pretty close to the wall, but you know what? That's what the DSP is for.
Yeah. Also, it's firing into nothing here, into nothing there. This one is probably one bass driver side actually close to a wall, but that's partially why the paneling is there. To absorb some of that energy without like shaking everything to bits.
Do you have anything resonate in the house when you're playing 50s? That you
Only
had to
when
go and
tuning,
attach?
not when playing.
So what rattles when you tune?
In this wall is the air return for the AC.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
But it only rattles at, if I had to guess, 18 hertz or so.
Mm. Okay, so yeah, you don't really get to hear it much.
No.
Unless you watch a fucking earthquake movie.
I mean, and it's because it's an air return, right? Like it's a 24-inch, like 2 feet, 60 centimeter cavity with just like literally nothing in it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no support, no nothing. So like, I mean, those walls aren't exactly thick. So like they just go a bit like that. I've been thinking if I could potentially isolate it a bit by putting these on like pedestals with like isolating feet or something like that, but I'm not sure it would change much because I think it's almost entirely air pressure that does it.
Yeah, there's nothing that would change that, dude, because they have 3 drivers pulling 3 different directions. Like they balance themselves up pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the void in the,
I mean, these do transfer a bit more vibrations to the floor than like 90s probably do because they're not as heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But so it might be a little bit that, but I mean, on the back of this wall, right? There's a painting, and that used to rattle, but I just put like felt bits on the back, and
The
then now it's fine.
bumpers.
Well, if it moves right, it doesn't make any noise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it moves, but I just can't hear it.
It's funny. Yeah, and I guess that's the only drawback of having wood-built infrastructure, I guess, because everything inside is breathing with the sound.
Well, nothing really rattles, but it's literally that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the wall is the same construction, but it only rattles a little bit around here, and I think it's partially because there's like a what is it, like 60 by 60 centimeter like metal grill, right? That you fold
Mm-hmm.
open, and there's like a moisture sensor in there hanging just randomly, and a temperature sensor because it goes to the AC and the thermostat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what you hear moving. Because when it starts off low, it gets pretty violent at times.
Oh yeah. There's 6:17.
Like you missed the one right here in the top corner, and then
That's
there's one
it.
out the side you can't see.
So yeah, there's a lot of speaker. So how long
Oh,
did it take you to tune it all?
the 50s per set took me about 45 minutes or so. So that's an hour and a half on just 50s. Well, it's actually it's longer, right? Because in the meantime, I made a cup of coffee. Because it's Florida, it gets quite hot, and like you can't have the AC running while tuning it. So after like the front set, I have to turn the AC on again because like the temperature is just noticeably rising in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I keep the house quite warm, and that's mostly because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend too much, and I'm not that affected by it. Like, so normally the house is somewhere between 26 and 27 Celsius, but it's dry, so it's not so bad. But if you
Mm-hmm.
turn the AC off in like 45 minutes, it'll be
32.
28, 29, which
Ooh,
is sort of like, and it gets
that's
quite
noticeable.
toasty in terms of humidity. So you have to turn the AC back on. And what I do, right, is I take it down to like 25 or something like that. So I can turn it off again for 40 minutes and not be like all sweaty from just sitting around. Whoop.
Yeah. No, that takes a while to do.
So, yeah. And then the theater took longer because I initially tried playing with the code that was loaded in there, and I deleted some stuff, and some stuff came back, but it still wasn't doing it. And I couldn't understand what the last command was that stopped them, because like the microphone light I got to be on, right? The button was correct, and it just kept saying like the microphone is muted or not sensed, and it's like
Mm.
I don't know what to do anymore because like anything that I can remotely think is related to this, I've deleted from the code. So shit.
Factory.
Yeah, so that's all. And then there was a software update, which on the theater, which I did. So I also think the theater has gotten better at its own room compensation.
Yeah, I think they touched that codec or something in there, or how it, not codec, but how it decodes or understands the room. I think they've corrected some algorithm on it.
Yeah. So it's really impressive right now. And then you get to play, right? Like with the room correction from the theater, which room corrections on the 50s do you want to bundle together?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you obviously made a room compensation for wide, right? And then for narrow, but you can build those together into a filter within the 50s.
Yes.
Or you can use the narrow one for the wide one and vice versa. And then which one do you want to try and how does it sound and blah, blah, blah.
So did you delete the room compensation after you tuned the theater?
No, not
Or
yet.
for the
Because
50-year-olds?
as it is right now, the 50s through the theater with its room compensation sounds really quite natural.
Okay.
It's just they have a fair amount of bass, but it's also like 450s, right? So you would expect that. It's just a heck of a lot more than it used to be. It's to the point where I'm not sure if it's overpowered or not, or if it's more so I'm not used to this amount. Because it's not unpleasant to listen to. It's more like, holy shit, in an apartment, this wouldn't work because it's too much. But I don't live in an apartment anymore. So like, do I actually care? Or I'll think I'll just have to measure it, see what the output is, and or play with it a bit still.
Listen from outside.
I did that. Was it last night? It was excellent.
No, but like if you close all the shit, like how far you can push it before it gets annoying to the neighbors. I don't think you have an issue though.
No. If I have it at 65, which is
pretty hefty.
I mean, by yourself, it's on the verge of being too loud, right? Like with the two of us, it's to the point where you start shouting at each other. Well, not to the point. You are shouting at each other. Like even if you're standing behind here in the kitchen, right? It's like, what do you want for dinner?
More volume.
Well, you have another. Was it 25 to go?
Yeah,
which is non-linear.
Yeah, the non-linearity definitely kills the goose.
So, yeah, there is that. But if I close everything up, I barely hear that outside.
That's good.
Like you hear some. Sorry, like
there's
music playing, but it's not much more than just a whisper. And then you open the door, and it's like da, 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 da.
So how many speaker presets did you make?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's not that bad. You had way more than that before, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, what, like 13 or 14?
14, I think. Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, I guess when you mature with the system, you reduce it to little less and less.
Well, some of them, right, were also just showcases. Sort of like, oh, you haven't heard this shit before, watch this sort of thing.
Yeah. That just gets old over time. Or unnecessary, I guess.
Well, I mean, I could make some more still quite easily. I could have just like the theater front 50s playing and the 17s in their respective roles, right? I don't even like. There's nothing in that. Like the main one I use is everything, obviously.
Yes.
And then there's the other one is for like Deezer Hi-Fi, which is just 50s. Oh, I even forgot to make just a listening position for just the theater. I haven't even made that yet. I just realized. I kind of have to do that still.
There comes off the grill.
So, like, I mean, I'll be at what? 10, 11, something like that. Maybe a bit more, but I mean, when you have this many speakers, right? There's so many goddamn options. Like I have a surround option with the theater and just the 17s. like where the 50s don't do anything. And that is partially just, I don't know, to keep myself grounded a bit. Because it's sort of like, well, could I live with that? Like if, I don't know, shit hits the fan and I, for whatever reason, like, I don't know, I have a compound fracture and like American healthcare is what it is, right? I need to sell my 50s to save my leg. Can I live with this? And pretty much if I add a 19, yeah, easily. It's fucking fantastic. And that is for a large part down to how good the theater is in terms of how it handles external speakers.
No, theaters is excellent in doing that. Absolutely. Try to, as Christian says, try to use your movie listening position and use sound mode that is using direct instead of true image for stereo playback. I've done that, and I've done actually direct. Like that is a direct mode that I have on my in my sound modes, and it sounds better. It even sounds, in some cases, on the older movies, I think the 5.1. If you want to really have that experience of it, it sounds almost better than true image. But maybe if I were to retune it now, I would have changed my opinion because obviously something's changed in the updates.
When I listen to like Deezer hi-fi lossless stuff, right? It's only 50s, but these are like set to fronts and these are set to surrounds. True image is on and on the audio slider, but on the audio slider it's set to as wide as it can go and also for the back. The rears, in terms of mids and highs, do very little, but occasionally you get this sort of spatial fill where it's not so directed from the front. It's much more a room-filling sound. But in terms of bass, they're going ham still. So,
Christian says it'll only play with fronts will play, but all the speakers will help with the bass. So that's good if you have, I guess, more than a triangle system set up, but I don't think that makes any merit to the owners of the 50s or 90s, really, because that bass is covered pretty well.
Yeah.
To close the window, it's too in the freaking camera.
Maybe you need to get like a little blind right next to the lens and you're okay.
I guess so. I think it's reflecting off the table, fudge. So yeah, it's the October sun, bro.
Yeah, well, thank you for reminding me. I have to make some more goddamn listening positions. I mean, I also have one, obviously, where it's just the two, like left front 17s and right front 17s as a stereo set of 17s, which is really odd to listen to when you're so used to them being the sort of effect speakers. They're not bad in any way, but they are sort of like, where did all the bass go? Comparatively, right?
Oh, there's just no comparison, bro. There's no comparison. But you know what? Sometimes it's funny that, when I listen to it at like 30, 40 on the YouTubes, and it's either between 90s or the theater, there's really not much sonic difference.
Yeah.
In bass response, because the theater can comfortably keep up with it, right? Especially for spoken words and such. But
I mean, I still have a set of 8s, right? That one I'm potentially planning on hanging off this edge of the wall here, and then one over here, and I'll move the head unit for the BeoCenter 2 somewhere else. So then I'll have to redo listening positions again.
Fuck, and add more speakers.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, right? Because if the hush hush product hush hush, we can't talk about it for I don't know 6 weeks or whatever it is. The soundbar that nobody knows about except everybody's been talking about it for forever.
Yeah. No, it's
depending on how that is set up, that may go to the bedroom, and then the 8s may go to the bedroom. So before I start drilling holes in everything, right, and cable routing and God knows what else.
Fuck, I think you get more than enough speakers there, but I think logically it makes sense to have the 8s to control it, right, as an extended DPL interface.
Yeah. Also, this speaker right here, right, would be right in the walking path of coming in going from the kitchen to the living room, front and back, that sort of thing.
So it would act as a remote.
Yes. And I would definitely use a digital power link for that.
Yeah, because it also takes them off the network.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not just like volume up, down, front, neck. It's all your my buttons as well, right?
Yes, everything works.
Yeah, which is a really
cool
expensive moment, or what is it?
A Halo,
remote?
or Essence remote, or a Halo, I guess. Well, Essence remote, yeah, it's a glorified Essence.
Then again, I was quite lucky with the price I paid for them, so
For what?
not for the 8.
Yeah, I wish they still made the Essence remotes. I think those would be useful still.
God, I want them to reintegrate something like this. Something I've asked for a while now is like, and they said they were doing it, but I'm not sure where it stands, and it's probably on the back burner or forgotten. But I still don't know why you can't save a speaker group or what you call it, a multi-room setting of speakers under a singular my button.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, let's say I have my theater and 50s playing and my beer sound 2 in the kitchen, right? Why can't I hold down my button and it saves it as that group at that volume level?
You can't even do it on the gateway.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, because
it's really weird. Like the my button doesn't register as a button press, so far that I know. But there was a new software update for the gateway that came out, I think 3-4 days ago, that I installed it. That I've seen the buzz on the Discord, so I haven't had a chance to look at it. Let's just see.
Because I mean, I can do it off, I don't know, my BSN 2 or like an M3 or whatever, right? Because though, like, you even in your Halo, if you just press that my button,
yes,
like I can use their memory as such to memorize it. And there's standard things I would like to have on anyway. Because, I mean, there's almost never a time when I want to join my stage in the bedroom.
No. Let's see if I go to, let's just say, bathroom. Add a macro here. Add event. Choose resource. Bathroom. So
I mean, again, if Sonos can sort of have this, right, where your standard play fires up a bunch of speakers, like, why can't B&O?
Oh, it's here. It could be done through the gateway. Here, this is too good to be not shared. Fuck. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So let me just close that. So I'm doing it in the bathroom just for the shits and giggles, right?
Yeah.
But instead of capture, just go add event, and then bathroom renderer, which is the level, right? Control. We'll go to panel, which I think it's the panel on the top of the, right? So press, and on the panel we have all this. Oh fuck! You can factory reset that. That sucks. But yeah, so I can go preset 1 and add. And then I could add, let's say, bedroom, choose resource, do the renderer. Actually, no, because my button 1 was pressed already. So I would do the, let's see, let's do the kitchen. AV renderer, and then we go to link to source ID, and we're linking it to audio streamer on bath. Okay, I'll just do that. So let's see if I fire this, it should be Oasis by Midas playing here as well.
It's going.
I don't hear nothing. No. Let's see what the My Button one does. Oh, it's the status. So I think the only way to do it is if I just press this. Yeah, but it's not doing it in the.
Huh.
It's not doing it. One second, let me mute or mute me if you can.
I can, but I don't care. We won't get copyright stricken. We're not monetized in any way, shape, or form.
Let's close this
Unless
back.
it's too loud. But
Okay, so I think that. Oops. So I think there has to be join. Command. See, because I only can link into it. Is there anything else? Send command. Join. Short press, yeah. Okay. And let's give it 1 second delay. So let's fire that here. Okay, so I have to physically press it. So if it's on the panel, let's go My Button 1. No, I don't know why the ASC doesn't want to join.
maybe it's Mozart only. Anyway, this should definitely be a function that you wouldn't need necessarily be alive.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, so it does work.
Yeah, just took a little second. So yeah, you can do it. But it has to be triggered off of this. I don't think you can do it off of yeah, you
Brendan
can't.
over on Twitch says, I have a My Button that turns my level and stage on in multi-rooms and streams for Deezer. Not use it in a while, but I can test for you. I did this because I cannot use Deezer Flow on anything that is not Mozart. Well, that should work now on everything if it's updated, but interesting that he somehow has a singular My Button on something that
But is it
launched
through the Chromecast? Maybe that's what I wonder. Oh, let's see if we can go this way now. Yeah, nice.
He says it turns on his level and stage in the multi-room setup from Deezer. Interesting. Huh. Well, let me know how that works, because like I would love to have that for some things.
Yeah, so for me, like obviously that function would be linked to either my bathroom, not bathroom, the hallway, like the emerge that I've brained it today, the emerge in there, but that's not really emerge. It's the moment that triggers off of the keychain.
Yeah.
And that triggers all this stuff here. So I don't have a need for that, but I see how that would make sense in a lot of people's scenarios where just My Button turns on music in the whole house, right? Like it's very simple integration in my opinion.
Yeah, or a preset of speakers, right? Like, because like my office, no, her office, no, but the guest bedroom, sure, the kitchen, yeah. Like, why not?
Maybe it'll be a possibility in the app soon. Maybe it won't, but hopefully it's not gonna be something that we have to wait for a long time. Just like we're waiting for the disabling the buttons.
Yeah, I mean, if a new sound bar comes, right, and my stage from the bedroom goes to her office, the M3 in her office will go to the laundry room, and then I have a reason to have this near the entrance of the house, and I just press that my button, and then the laundry room can come on, and some of the living room and the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
I
that
don't think
just would
that
be
this
nice.
Yeah, I don't think that the Halo does the Bluetooth commands, like the light and control light. Well, I don't know, it doesn't have control, but just light commands. I don't think it only does them in IR, which sucks. Because if you did them in Bluetooth, then you could actually push them if you had a gateway to push them through, and then everything would trigger.
Yeah, but with like the tech that's currently built into everything they
It
have, like
should be
everything,
possible.
like with the whole Mozart platform, right? There's literally no reason to have a BLI, really, unless you want to tie in a bunch of external things, like I
Yeah,
don't know,
like
your
Hue,
blinds or
Lutron,
yeah.
blinds, yeah, all that stuff. Yes, but
But
for
within the B&O ecosystem, there's no need for it,
absolutely not. I don't
or
think.
there shouldn't be, I should say.
No, no, gone are the Masterlink days where you have to make a macro in order to have that stuff work. But now I think that should be an option within the product, like the BeoLink system of it all. It should be use my buttons to link rooms or save current house status on my buttons, or save current network link status on the my button. I think that would be the best toggle that there is,
Yeah,
because you could just turn on a whole bunch of stuff at certain volumes and press and hold the my button. Let's say on your theater in the living room, and that's it, right? So
yeah.
now the Halo's connected to it. You can, or I mean, the Essence remote, right? You just pop that my button one, poof, everything turns on in those volumes that you had it preset and all that shit. I don't think that would have been that much to ask for, but it's easy to do and doable on the gateway, of course.
Yeah, it's just like none of my lights already that are somewhat smart work with the gateway. Like the brand doesn't show up, so it's sort of like, and I don't want any sort of, my blinds are always the same, right? Because it's Florida and it's way too goddamn sunny. So like like even at night, one of the major windows we have blinds over. Like once it gets dark, our neighbors have this big fuck you spotlight that shines right into our
Oh,
living room.
sucks.
So even at night, the blind needs to be down because otherwise we're bathing in their spotlight light. And
Oh,
it's
they have
this,
it aimed to their front yard, I guess, or whatever.
it's on the side of their house, yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I asked them about it, like, does it need to be on? And they say, well, need, no. But they found that since it's like fenced in, right? Like it's a nice and dark spot. So like sometimes if it's not light, gators will just chill there. And I kind of don't want that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Get a
it's like,
blackout
yeah, okay,
blind.
I get it. I'll just have my blinds down.
Get a blackout blind. Fuck.
Yeah, I do.
Because yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I'd rather do that than fucking come out to a freaking
Yeah, because their
gator.
side exit of the house is right there, right? And just imagine like going to put their trash is right there. So you open the door, it's like, ah,
Fudge.
god damn
Yeah, that's
it.
no, I'll hard pass on that.
It's just Florida things.
Exactly. Well, soon enough for me too.
I mean, at night, like something that's not a, well, it's a problem because we have cats, but uh, in the crevices of the front door, right? That's where the geckos like to chill. So every so often, if somebody comes at night for, I don't know, dinner or whatever, you open the door every so often. It's like immediately a gecko pops around. It's like, ooh, nice and cool, and they try to run in.
Yeah.
And our cats are obviously, ooh, toy, a moving toy. We gotta like play with that. It's like, god damn it.
My cat's starting to get a little bit braver with the Lego. Just building around and whatever. But she's not chasing for it. Just following it. But yeah. Yeah, the 90s in white look nicest, I think. I'm gonna consider still maybe swapping the panels for the walnuts to actually tie them to the theater, but maybe that's gonna happen on the Florida side of things at this point, because I don't.
Yeah.
If I buy those, then that's another fucking box, right? That I have to deal with, and I have like currently the setup adds a lot more than let's say back in the day when I just had an Avant, right? Because it's an Avant and a tables, or I mean a wall bracket, two boxes.
Hmm.
Now it's the LG panel, the Vesa mount, the theater, the fucking extra wings because I have extra wings, and then the floor stand, and then the covers.
Yeah. It's
So it's a lot more parts now. That's all over the place.
it's partially why I'm much happier with the 8s than with the 28s, because the 28s is boxes galore as well.
It's a lot, man. And now it's even more because of the atelier, right?
Yeah.
They skew everything. Like they come grill less, so you have to order the grills. You know, if it's regular gray melange, you still have to order them separately to the order. You know, like there's no difference in cost to the client because that's just rolled in. But to you as a salesman or whatever, when you're making that order, you gotta fucking specify all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I swear the boxes of the 28s were almost volumetric wise identical to the 50s, just because it's everything. It has its own box. Every part,
Hmm.
the spine has its own boxes, like per spine, and like you have like breathing room around it, right? Like all the feet have, and then the grills, and then the top two column thing.
But I do like they had incorporated this because it's never been a thing before. Like you know, the screw protection, let's say for the floor stands on the Avants, never existed, right? They're now introduced with the theater, and I think what was before that that had it? I don't think anything else had it before that. Eclipse, no, maybe, but a lot of that, I like that improvement. Same with well, when you're putting in the 28s together, right? There's a little cardboard slip that fits over top where the screws are. So when you're, I don't know how cumbersome you have to be to just bangling, ding, ding, and the
Yeah.
fucking wishbone in there. But you know, I've never had an issue with it. Plus, I work with gloves, so I don't leave fingerprints, and it's easier to do that than once you tighten it to pull that cardboard out. So, but yeah, at least they consider things.
I mean, the packaging is quite good.
I'm still not sure about the eights with that, you know, the egg container nonsense. So is the 28s, right? But now that they're like they're in the dismantled state that they are, that makes no difference really.
With the only thing I would say with the 8s, that sort of soft fabric that is around them, right, to protect them on the inside, needs to be either thicker or a different material. Because I've
I
yet
think
to
they should
see
have
any
stuck to the
8s
biofoam.
that when that eggshell clam goes down, right, it tends to rip that soft fabric.
I when did that nonsense started? I believe with the stage, and before that, it was the level that didn't have it. They just had that sealed whitish poly bag, right? That the level came with
Yes.
back in. It still does in today's day and age, anyways. But that cloth came out. I don't know if it's more ecologically friendly or whatever, but I would have preferred the biofoam.
But the stage had that on it, but was in like that white soft
It was still in the
color.
white soft foam, yeah, or hard
Yeah.
foam. It's not really soft, but it's pretty hard. But
Because
yeah,
my
it
eights
was.
from the factory, like that white sort of cloth material, was ripped.
Hmm. From
Never
transport.
opened. I guess, but it seemed like where that clam sort of goes shut, right?
Hmm.
Like it just pinched it, and then like with transport, it rolls a bit, and so obviously where it's pinned down, it doesn't. Like it didn't
We've
cause any damage. Don't get me wrong, but
we've had a few that came in that somewhere in
any
the transport were dropped improperly, and that pin broke the retainer of the aluminum bottom, right? So they
yeah,
kind of started swiveling. It's really hard to repair it. There's really no way to repair it. Like regluing it, it kind of sort of works, but kind of sort of it's not forever.
until you move it or pull it off again. Yeah.
Yes. So, but once you have it mounted somewhere, like let's say on the wall brackets, you'll never touch it again, right? It's just there.
Yes.
Still, it's a pain in the ass.
I mean, if you have the funds, go buy some 50s, either new or secondhand, because this setup is like, don't take it from me anymore, right? Like, it's Andrew now.
It's beyond classic. Like, this is the modern classic system, basically, where, the BeoVision 465 non-existent now, right? It's a frameless TVs that are in, and you have basically a 7-6 on steroids and hemorrhoids, and you have the same for left and right, all digital. And digital music sounds better than analog music. That's bottom line. Especially on these speakers, the digital stuff is just insane.
What he said is that they kind of fade into the background. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters on these speakers. Like, you can put in whatever, right? And they're so good that you are listening to the music, not to the speaker.
Yes. Yeah, they disappear. They really disappear.
I mean, same way that, like, my BeoCenter 2 is connected from PowerLink over to RCA to the rear 50s, right? And I don't notice the conversions at all. But I'm also not listening for it. Like, there's nothing so obvious that you would ever notice it. It's just a different way of doing it, and it's fine. It's yeah, you're just listening to the songs, not so much like, oh, I hear XYZ weird artifact, or no, you're just listening to the music.
But if you hear that, that means it's meant to be there. Like the weird
Yes.
stuff that sometimes you catch in the music, like I catch it, like, what the fuck? I've never heard that before. That was, I guess, the good old COVID times when I went to the storage locker and pulled all my 400 CDs that I had in there and just loaded it into the 9000 and spent time on the Eames share listening to fucking everything. SPDIF out into the 90s, and at the time it was just an app that you had to use for volume control. So, but who cares? You set it to certain volume and you just listen, and it was a great time to review your music, listening to it, because I've heard all these CDs when I was in high school and college and work, right, through CDs, Minidiscs, Discmans, fucking BeoSound 2, the OG MP3 player. Then I imported all that through, the BeoPlayer app, I guess. So yeah, to re-listen to it on the 90s was a very good experience. It's hard to describe it, really.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe it when you listen to your music on these speakers. Well,
Divine Style Gaming asks, why still LG for the TV? Does it matter? Well, it matters for Beo Remote 1 integration, yes. Because LG control with the OLED C and up range allows B&O to make firmware level adjustments. Because the remote control commands actually go over the Ethernet cable, not over the HDMI cable.
Yes.
So I suspect, Andrew being Andrew, right, that this is maybe a Sony or maybe one of his favorite TCLs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the Apple TV attached to it. And that still will power everything up, right? You just don't have the Beo Remote 1 integration.
Mm-hmm.
But if you set your source behaviors correctly, does it matter? So, and then if he wants to change like any of the sound modes, he has a Halo right here.
Yes.
So would that be my preferred way of doing things? No, but if you're fully used to using an Apple TV remote, right, which is not a bad remote, to be honest.
No.
That works too. But I personally just prefer the Beo Remote 1 integration. And that's currently, as it stands, only available with LG.
And I think it'll stay like that for a while. But to me, I like the feel of the Beo Remote 1. I've had it since it came out. So like it's been 13, 14 years that I've been holding that thing in my hands. So it's I still screw up the buttons every now and then, but it's not as often as having a different remote and trying to learn that, learn this. After a certain time, I just give up on all these things. So, but yeah,
I mean,
I just
one of the nicer things about the Apple remote is that you can charge it. Literally, you just plug in a fucking cable
I
for an
know
hour, and it works for months.
that's one thing that I'm actually. I wonder how many, because I've had my batteries in this remote for a long. This is the busiest remote that I've always used, the Silver Guy. And currently, as I was looking at it the other way, system info, it's been on for 116 days, 15 hours, 15 minutes, and I'm 26% battery. So it has improved significantly.
Yes. Because in the beginning with the theater, I was going through batteries like 3 weeks,
Oh,
4 weeks or
oh yeah,
something.
yeah. It was bad, man. It was fucking bad. So
Yeah, I can't say I've noticed
it's
battery
been
drain
3 months,
much anymore. I mean, I
four
did
months.
change my batteries like 3, 4 weeks ago, but that was
Hmm.
probably the first time I did it in a year or so.
Yeah, this is the only, not only remote, but it's the most used remote because this is the
Yeah.
theater remote. Like I have one for the bedroom, but bedroom doesn't really count because it's not Bluetooth. It's just IR to the Avant, so it's never really retaining any connectivity, right? It's just IR signals.
Oh, well, my bedroom remote is Bluetooth because it's the stage, right? But I can't even remember the last time I changed those batteries. That was probably still in the Netherlands.
Wow. So yeah, it's improved quite a bit. Like there's been a lot of good progress in the software department of the things.
Divine Cell Gaming says, I want a big screen for less than 20K with integration. Let me get a Sony panel. Or just get a deal on the LG 97 inch, right? Like every so often, I saw, was it the G397 recently at a Best Buy in Miami? And they were asking like 14,750 for it or something like that. So it's not the current one, but
So
then you
what,
get,
really?
which is, I mean, it's still an amazing panel, right? But then for me, the issue is like it's and far away, and how the fuck do I fit it in anything?
Yeah, the transport would cost you another $600-700. Just gotta U-Haul that bullshit over.
Yeah, because like that thing is bigger than the roof of my car. Like you would
Fuck.
literally be like one of those like mattress people,
Just
right?
hold it. Just hold it on the highway, on the interstate. See how that goes. A couple bungee cords will do. Fuck.
Yeah, so I mean that box is from memory, it's about 2 meters by 2.5 meters
Yeah,
by
it's
like
big, man. It's not
what is it,
fun.
like 25 centimeters thick or so.
Yeah, we've
Like
done,
it's
I
not
think, one or
super
two.
heavy, but it's enormous.
No, they do get heavy, dude. They do get heavy.
Oh, then yeah, but it's not like it's hundreds of kilos.
Solstrom, but a level for 780 euros. Nice. I like the level. I know it's kind of fucking, but I really like it. I think it's a perfect bathroom speaker or a small office speaker type of thing. I kind of wish they had more grills options on it now, like available, not just like you have to buy a new one from Atelier, right? Like, just give me some more that, like those, some of those aluminum grills that they have on show, man. Come on, like, why is it not? Because it at that point, it also, that speaker becomes a jewelry, right? So, like most of the B&Os, it's really a jewelry furniture in your house that sounds great and it's timeless in design.
I mean, that's in terms of products, right? Like that is the one thing besides like, and I don't mean like the app or anything, but in terms of the actual products for sale, one thing where I think they are severely lacking is like bringing their ideas to the market. Uh, like grills for like that's for emerges, like the Mercedes grills for the 50s, right? They were shown at launch, and it took them like 2.5, 3 years or something like to
put it
actually,
in production. Yeah.
which is like, this is such a huge missed opportunity. Like, come on.
Same with the theater girls. They could have done a whole bunch of stuff with it too. Are they scared that that makes no sense actually, that argument, that if they're scared that it impedes on the DPL Wi-Fi capabilities, but then they wouldn't have introduced them with the Ferrari edition as far as the aluminium mat, right?
Yeah, and they have a different aluminium grill for the theater, for sure.
So
I know that, like with the squares.
yes, the
I think I've
Mercedes
shown it,
grill.
but
Yeah,
yeah, it's not offset like it's not the sort of weird that
it's
thing.
just straight. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, why have I seen that like a year ago and it's still nowhere near like available or have even been shown as available?
Hmm.
Like, if you want to make special like pieces, right? Like, forget the colors, that sort of stuff. Make limited runs of covers or something like that.
Yeah, there are not just painted wood for 3 times the price regular. Like that to me doesn't make sense with the Atelier. Like I would rather have something that is custom aluminum made. Then yes, it's worth paying for it.
Yeah, or I don't know, go a slightly different route in that you make a grill for, let's say, 50s, right?
Hmm.
Where you only have like 100 sets of them,
Hmm.
and do it as a literally limited, not like 4000C limited, but like you can buy this at once and then never again.
Yeah, Henrik. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You're missed very much, my friend. You should come by one of those days. Get some time off and come talk to us on the podcast. I think
Willie's so old now, he walks with a cane.
that's it. Be okay in one.
And then it goes, oh.
So, yeah.
Hope you're doing well, Henrik.
Yeah, me too, bro. So, and I would swap the emerge for the level in the bathroom just for a day. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's definitely a big step up. It's like going from 28s to 50s. She pushes good. So,
Oh,
yeah,
Henrik, if you're here, I need to probably show you my living room because you haven't seen that.
that's it. Wonder if you added more tiles as well to your shapes.
No, he split them all up, didn't he? Like he has one near his wine cellar, and then one in the living room now, and one in the kids' bedroom, I think.
That's what's nice about those, that you can have either a massive stereo system or you can just cover a bunch of different rooms with it.
Maybe his son is fully addicted now, and maybe his son is like, "Daddy, when do I get more tiles?"
Writing to Santa for more tiles, fudge.
I want more speakers.
That's so funny. Yeah, those kids. Those kids. He's got only one. Yeah, he's poisoned for good with B&O for sure. He'll never go back to regular Akai Iowa stuff that I've grown up on. With what did I have? Ghost Porta Pro headphones. I think they're still made.
He says 4 shapes. One is rear surround, 16 speakers. One in entrance, 4 speakers. Bedroom, 4 speakers. Sweet.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
The last one is in the garage with 8 speakers.
Because why not? do a lot of wrench turning, Arya. That's funny.
Well, I guess somewhere sometimes you need to have a cigar or something, and you can't do it in the living room.
That's the way to go.
Like, quite honestly, right? Like, this is why I'm scared of ever getting into shapes, because everybody I've seen buy one has gone, oh,
more.
I need more. It's like the fucking crack of
I've started with 8 when I first started designing, and I ended up with 12 tiles. So it does get out of hand, but you need to kind of get it under control. But now if I were to buy more shapes, one more shape, I would probably buy 4 more speakers and a tile for amp, like 1 amp, right? So 6 more tiles I would add to this already. So, but then again, I have nowhere to put it. Like that's another thing, that you only have so many rooms in the place. Like where do you stuff all this, or where do you install it all? So,
Yeah, well, if
one
you're a
thing
true addict,
was,
you'll find a wall space that's unused, right?
well, that's the only reason why I'm thinking like to put it where those paintings, the B&O artwork is, and just move that into the hallway. And I'm still debating, like, just get a big 4 by 8 foot sheet of plywood. Apparently, Ukrainian or Russian plywood is better than whatever regular plywood it is here. I've learned that on the job.
I don't
Actually,
know,
last
because
week.
they don't sniff the glue like the Canadians do, and they
No, it's a
actually put it on the
much,
wood.
it's a much nicer wood finish. Like it's
Mm.
really fucking smooth. It's not like the plywood that you build your roof with type of thing. Like it's really,
Oh, there's
it's
grades in plywood, yes, for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think this one is about 3 times the price of like whatever nonsense you put on the subfloor. But I would need something nice to then go around it, right? And then I would want to stick the LEDs from Philips Hue on it, so then at least can be automated, because that can be buried into one of the tiles as far as the power supply and all that shit goes in it. And then the question is, do I retain it with a BeoConnect, or do I put a BeoConnect core, or do I leave the BeoSound core in it with an IR support? But in this, it wouldn't make any difference. But I'm gonna keep the BeoSound core just to have it
If you
ability
want to
to
keep
factory
costs
reset.
down, like in your living room, like who gives?
Well, it's not
Like I
even
wouldn't even.
that. For me, it's the fact that if I can put in a Mozart into the shape, no problem. But I would still keep the BeoSound core, because there is no other way to reset the amps if I were to ever split this up.
Oh yeah, but like if you have one, right? I would just use the one from your other shape, let's say. Like if you were getting a second shape in your living room, if you have a theater there, I wouldn't even bother putting anything there in there. I just run it
No,
off
no,
the
no.
filter.
Here it would run on two BeoLink, BeoLab receiver ones, right, for
Yeah.
each channel, and just split it with speakers. I do agree, Divine Style, that the BeoConnect core sounds much better with the shape. It definitely does. And finally, now there is also a subwoofer support, so I know it wouldn't make any difference, but stirring a soup with wooden ladle or a metal one makes no difference really. But I would still add a BeoLab 11 to it as a subwoofer out. Fuck, why not? It's already sitting here anyways.
A BeoSound core, the original one, is very handy to have. Like if you think it's collecting dust, it's the perfect thing to test stuff with. If you ever
Yes.
run into an issue like 5 years from now, and you're not sure if the channel output on a TV has gone bad or that sort of stuff, it's so handy to have one of these things. When I had issues with stuff, right? Like I always had to borrow a core because, like, if I had to get my dealer over, like, it's not necessarily everything's in warranty, and it's just like, oh my god. And I wish I
Mhm.
just bought one at the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that core just for troubleshooting purposes. That's for damn sure, because you never know when you'll need it, and especially for I'm never coming away from B&O really. So, and I would need that for especially the shape scenarios where people do decide to, let's say, reset something or whatever, and the connect core doesn't do it, which it's kind of weird. It's kind of really weird, but it is what it is. So yeah, the only problem is that my core that I have, the Bio Sound core, is already fucked as far as the IR goes, because I had it plugged into shape amp, and that disabled the light. No, it disabled the regular BO4 commands, and it only works on light and control, which kind of sucks ass. And there's no way to reset it factory. Maybe I'll dig it up, and because I'm sure that I'm more than few software updates behind, because it's been sitting in the storage since 2022. So maybe it'll fix it, because the IR would be nice. Because if that would work, I would, I'm not a biggest fan of having a TV in the bedroom, but it is there. But I think in the next apartment, I'm gonna definitely probably interpret the core. I mean, core, the shape into the bedroom like I used to have before. fall asleep to music
Yeah,
instead of the video.
I'm not against TVs in bedrooms, but you need to be sort of semi-disciplined about it.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, the only time I really go a bit out of control with it, but it's partially because like the missus and I, in terms of like our daily routines, overlap uh, quite a bit, and that works
Mm.
perfectly with the cats. But if either of us is away, right,
Yes.
like it kind of fucks up your whole schedule. So then
Yes.
I'll start watching stuff in bed, like actually properly, because it's just like,
It's easier.
yeah, and they're gonna scream at 1 a.m. anyway because food.
But yeah.
So I might as well be chilling and catch some actual rest, and if I want to sort of halfway watch and zone off and not be completely dead by the morning, I'll actually sort
Yeah.
of watch that in bed.
If you want help, Divine, regarding your plans and such, email them to me, beowilly@gmail.com. We can talk, or you can DM me on Discord, and I can give you my 2.5 cents worth of opinion of what you should do or how that would work and what to pre-wire for per se. And yeah, offers on the table.
4x50s or 18 surrounds. Look, there's no bad answer in this, right? It's just like, will you ever think you'll regret not getting a set of 50s now if they go up in price in the next year or two? That's really the only question there, because like in terms of fitment and where they are, you can tune them for it.
Mm. And depends how big your room is and whatnot. But you know what? I have 90s with the 18s in the rear, and they are just enough and fine.
Oh,
For real.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like, but the only question really there is uh, like, would you be annoyed if you didn't get 50s, because the opportunity might not be there in a year or two if they're then 100 grand, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Because
Your
that's
rears.
kind of what I sometimes look at 90s. At the time, I just go to myself like, I just should have fucking bought them. Am I sad where I am now? No, not
I
in the
don't think it should be
slightest.
at all.
So, but it is sort of like, I definitely can't afford them now, especially with all the other stuff I want to do. Like if I just say like, I don't care if I have a car anymore, or like we'll just, I don't know,
Fuck
between
it.
us just have one car, right? Okay, then maybe.
Hmm.
But I definitely want my own car at some point, because it's, I mean, it's a small car and I'm a big guy, and like for the drives I do to like Wisconsin, a bigger car is nicer.
Hmm.
Like there's just no question about it, because
But yeah,
I'm sort of driving like that, right? And it's fine, but it would be nicer to just go, oh.
and then finally relax.
Well,
But
especially if, with all the shit I sometimes carry up and down, right? Like the last time I had to carry some bench down, and it fit, but like one of the chair legs was right here, and I got into the car like 3 times where like you sort of scoot in and you do
bang.
that, and it's like, fuck me. Like it was actually like sore and bluish on my ear and on the side of my head.
Oh, should have put a sock with some padding on it, so you don't whack yourself. But yeah.
Yeah, well, after the third time, I remembered it was there because my head was sore.
Oh shit. Max is asking, do your rears 50s do a lot of work, Mikey?
Yes, they fill in a shit ton of bass, but it's also because they have quite a bit of space to breathe, right?
Mm.
I don't know how that is if they were a lot closer to me. I still think they would, but they would tune themselves down because of the proximity. Uh, in Atmos movies, they do way more than in a 5.1 sort of old school movie. So it depends very much on what you're watching and or listening to.
Yeah, I think content is very dependent nowadays. Depends on if it's Atmos, Dolby Digital, and whatever else have you.
I
What
have
type of surround?
God, like 250 gigabytes of demo files of like Atmos Dolby stuff and like IMAX stuff, and like it's all these short, let's say 2 to 5 minute segments of films, right? And the change is amazing. It's also like super high bit rate. So like the let's say the 5 minute bit is like I want to say like 5 gigabytes or so. Like it's the stuff you see in demo rooms of like
yeah, like pro, and
yeah,
properly done.
And when I had a friend over, right, and he was amazed at how it sounds, like, wow, in the 17s up high, this, that, and the other. And I just told him, like, no, this is just the 50s, man. It's just the source material that's really good. Like the front, like the theater wasn't on as in playing.
Just 50s.
Yeah. And it sounded like it was shit was coming overhead, which is partially due to how good the 50s are.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say yes, they do quite a bit. But if you, I don't know, watching Pride and Prejudice or something like that, it's like it's not worth it, right? Like because like they just talk most of the time, and you have some background music.
Mm-hmm.
But if you, I don't know, watch any of the Marvel stuff, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Marvel's mixed pretty well. Eric asks, would the surround work with the other wireless speakers like Bouchard, example, they're sub 10, or would need to be a B&O? I never have had a dishonor to put anything else on the theater per se than the B&O speakers, but that standard exists. So essentially, it would be the same behavior as trying to add BeoLab 8s on the Avant without the software supporting it. It would be just other.
Yes.
And then you would just assign it to maybe a BeoLab 19 or BeoLab 2, whichever one I think you would prefer, or BeoLab 11 or sub, which is BeoLab 14 subwoofer. You could assign it to any of those roles and it would work. Obviously, you don't want to put in a full range speaker. Now, I don't know what the adjustments are at the end, ass end of the subwoofer. Like, you know, what's your gain levels and does it have positioning switch or you know, phase control and so on. So that's and low and high pass filter if it's there. So that's one of those things that you'd have to play with on the subwoofer end. But yes, you are able to control and connect a third party product to the theater or any WiSA system for that matter. I'm sure that even Transmitter One would take it.
Maximilian has just got the Abyss remaster, and it's one of the best audio tracks I've heard with dialogue, clarity, and sound effects. Yeah, I mean, other things like Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Like,
but the Abyss was the first surround, I think, track, which was the first center back channel. That was the experiment with Dolby when the Abyss came out, from what I remember with James Cameron. It was center, front, left, right, and rear back, which is really weird for a surround, but that was the spawn of it all. So it's an important movie, I guess, in the sound industry or movie industry. Greg says, important in the theater. Bouchard. Well, if it doesn't see it, then there's your answer, bro. I would first try it before I buy it.
I mean, if you want to be somewhat scared, right? Like the 4K remaster of Heat. Like that gun scene in downtown Chicago or New York or whatever it was, or LA. I don't even remember. But like, holy shit, it's out of this world. It's I mean, you've like in my home anyway. I feel like I'm being shot at.
Oh yeah, I know it gets pretty real with the 90s too, when you have them juiced up properly, like movie.
I mean,
like
Band of
IMAX
Brothers.
Proper.
We watched that last year. Like, holy smokes! Like even like when they're in like Belgium, right? The creaking of their shoes in the snow, like it's so eerie because you feel like somebody's walking behind you in snow in Florida. So whilst like 50s rear is maybe not optimal. If you go to some of the higher end B&O dealers, they'll have setups with a theater 90s front and 50s rear. Like some of the people on our Discord and or here have this, right? Like, I think it's worth it. It needs to fit, obviously, but
yes,
I mean, and if you have a bit more breathing space, it's easier to justify, but you don't need a whole lot. I mean, if you already have 50s or 90s fronts, I would almost say it matters partially aesthetically more, because you also have to like to look at it, right? Like if it's too cramped, in terms of like not so much for like the sound, but I don't know, if you always come in a room and you have to literally walk around your speaker, that gets old real quick.
yes, yes, it does. They need space.
Well, it also needs to fit like with your life in general, right? Like all my, this is partially why I went this way with like all the 17s on the ground, is that all my walking lines are clean. Like there's nothing, no place in my living room I don't directly walk to without having to walk around like B&O stuff. So I mean, but I can't decide that because I don't know what everybody's living room looks like. It's like
That's the catch-22, right? Some people, or some places, even some places that I visited, I'm like, just like, I understand you rented the place or you've gotten in, whatever, but like I've always rent my apartment or living quarters based off of how much B&O can I stuff in it, in what way that is comfortable to live around with.
yeah,
Like in this place, right? Like this is a complete no walking zone because I don't need to be there at all, other than
yeah,
wipe the dust and mop it, right? But I don't, it's not in the way of any kind. So I hang out here and whatever. That's it. But I purposely, when I was looking for this, yes, it's far from where I'm now working. It was okay from where I was working, but it's just everything works perfectly as far as the whole functionality of living here. So it's fun to live with B&O, and it's fun to, collect it, I guess, over time. But just like me and you, sometimes you just get to the point where it's really hard to justify buying more because you have nowhere to put it.
yeah. I mean, in terms of price, what am I going to do? Like replace all my 17s with 8s, like, which is insane.
It makes no sense really either.
No,
And we're from the one of those people, I guess, that also have a hard time letting go of those.
I mean, also for my 17s are on the ceiling, right? Like the 8s just don't fit that well on the ceiling.
No, they would look weird in your installation for sure, because they should have been more or less this way, right? Which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense for them. So no,
So
everything has its time and place.
yeah, I mean, if anybody's in the area and wants to listen to it, like drop me a line on the Discord. It's I have coffee.
That's it. I have coffee.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I give out free heart attacks at times.
nice. So
Max says just a quick mindfuck that you both have been talking for 3 weeks and 15 hours on this podcast. At least there's many shows that were longer, and then we had a bunch of COVID Monday shows for like a year and a half or so.
I think we did 50 something, 55 episodes of that.
Which was also like 2-3 hours at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on the Discord, look for Lawrence, or Lawrence look for you, because I think Lawrence has 90s front and 50s rear, and he doesn't have like, I don't think he has like as much space behind his couch as I do. So maybe he's the one to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a photo somewhere, if I have it correctly. I think he has them like a meter behind the couch or so, maybe 50 centimeters from memory, but I could be wrong. Other Macs had 90s up front, had 50s sort of rear.
Mm.
They were sort of like in this weird sort of office kind of room behind it, but I think he sold his 50s. I'm not entirely sure. Other
Yeah, I have
Macs,
no
that
idea.
is. Anyway, people buy Willie a coffee and
Do it.
continue this stuff on Discord.
That's it. Go tune your systems.
Yes, it's tedious, but it's goddamn worth it. And go over it with a dB meter thereafter.
100%.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.